Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something I think a lot of us can relate to, especially if you've put effort into learning English. It's that feeling, you understand a lot, but speaking, that's where the confidence sometimes just, well, hits a wall.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a common experience. You can read, you can listen, maybe even understand complex ideas, but opening your mouth to speak, suddenly there's this hesitation, this shyness, or just this worry about getting it wrong.
Exactly. So, our mission today is really to dig into some practical ways, some real strategies to help you build that speaking confidence. We want to give you things you can actually do.
Yeah, moving beyond just be brave. We're looking at specific techniques and maybe some mindset shifts too that can help you overcome those hurdles.
Okay, so let's get right to it. That nervousness, that shyness when it's time to speak English, what's really going on there? What's the root cause?
Well, a lot of it seems to come down to a fear of, imperfection. It's the fear of making mistakes, basically. Will people laugh? Will they not understand me? Will I sound, silly?
Right, that fear of judgment.
Exactly. And our brains are sort of wired to avoid situations where we might feel embarrassed or judged. So speaking a foreign language can definitely trigger that.
But here's the thing, isn't it? Mistakes are actually how we learn. Think about kids learning their first language. They make errors constantly. It's part of the process. Maybe we need to reframe mistakes not as failures, but as data.
That's a great way to put it. Data points. Each mistake shows you something you need to work on. It's about embracing that interlanguage stage, that middle ground where your English is still developing. It's okay for it to be a bit messy. The goal is communication, not perfect grammar right off the bat.
Okay, so accepting imperfection is step one. What's the first practical tip then?
Right, so building on that acceptance, the first big one is practice speaking every single day. And I mean every day, even if it's just for, say, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, that doesn't sound like much.
It doesn't, but consistency is key here. Short, regular practice actually builds those neural pathways better than one long session once a week. You could talk to yourself, maybe narrate what you're doing as you make coffee,
Right.
or talk to a friend, or even just practice saying things out loud in front of a mirror.
I've heard about the mirror thing. Feels a bit strange, maybe.
It can at first, but it helps you see how you form sounds. And another thing that works well is recording yourself.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
Just use your phone,
Yeah.
record yourself speaking for like a minute, then listen back. You'll probably notice things about your pronunciation or grammar you don't catch in the moment. It's like instant feedback.
Okay, I can see that. It's a bit like being your own coach.
Precisely. And alongside that daily speaking practice, confidence also really grows as your vocabulary expands, but not just memorizing lists.
Right, because you can know a word but not be able to use it.
Exactly. The key is active vocabulary. Aim to learn maybe just 1 or 2 new words a day. That sounds small, but it adds up. That's potentially 60 words a month.
Wow. Yeah.
But the crucial part is using them immediately. Learn the word confident. Okay, say a sentence. Today I feel a bit more confident. Put it into practice right away. That helps it stick.
Makes sense. So, active use. What else helps build that fluency, that feeling of flow?
Something really effective is the shadowing technique. Have you heard of this?
I think so. Is that where you listen and repeat almost at the same time?
Yes, exactly. You play so English audio could be a TV show clip, a podcast, YouTube maybe with subtitles on first, and you try to speak along with the speaker, matching their rhythm, their intonation, even their speed as best you can.
So it's like mimicking.
It is. It helps train your mouth muscles and your ear to work together. It builds that kind of automatic feel for the sounds and flow of English.
Okay, shadowing. Got it. Now, what about how we speak in actual conversations? Is faster better?
That's a common misconception. People often think speaking fast equals fluency, but actually speaking slowly and clearly often comes across as much more confident.
Really? Slower?
Yeah, it gives you time to think, to choose your words more carefully. And it makes it easier for the listener to understand you, which reduces potential frustration on both sides. Confidence often comes from clarity, not just speed.
Okay, slow and clear. That takes some pressure off. Any other simple tricks?
Here's a really simple one. Smile when you speak.
Smile. How does that help confidence?
Well, partly it makes you sound friendlier, which can make interactions smoother, but physiologically, smiling can actually relax you, relax your vocal cords, and maybe even, trick your brain into feeling a bit less stressed. It can change your whole posture and tone.
Huh. Never thought of it that way. Just smile more.
It sounds basic, but it can make a surprising difference. And looking beyond individual techniques, a huge confidence booster is actually talking with other people. So joining English-speaking groups or clubs,
Ah, right. Getting out there.
getting out there, online or offline, finding places where you can just talk, where everyone understands you're learning. It's about low-stakes practice in a supportive environment. That real-world interaction is invaluable.
And if finding a group is tricky, what about apps? There are tons of language apps now.
Definitely. Apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or maybe HelloTalk, which connects you with native speakers for language exchange. They can be great. They offer structured ways to practice, chat, learn new phrases, often in a less intimidating kind of gamified way.
So lots of tools available there. Okay, let's maybe pull these core tips together.
Sure. So if we boil it down, the key strategies seem to be: 1, really embrace mistakes, see them as learning fuel. 2, speak every day, even just micro sessions. Consistency is crucial. 3, learn new words, yes, but focus on using them actively. 4, try shadowing to improve your flow and pronunciation. 5, speak slowly, clearly, and yeah, remember to smile. And 6, find ways to interact groups, apps, whatever works for you.
That's a really solid set of actions. But, even with all these techniques, there's still that underlying thing, the self-belief.
Ah, yes. That's perhaps the foundation for everything else. Believing in yourself. Really internalizing that you can do this. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes patience,
Yeah.
but you are capable.
It's not something that just appears overnight, though, is it?
Not at all. Confidence isn't really something you find, it's something you build. And it comes from doing. The more you put these tips into practice, the more you speak, the more evidence you gather that you can communicate in English.
So action builds belief.
Exactly. And remember, no one is perfect. Native speakers make mistakes, stumble over words, use awkward phrasing all the time. The goal isn't perfection. It's progress, it's connection, it's communication.
Right. So maybe picture this. You've been practicing shadowing. You learned a couple of new words like perspective and elaborate. You're in a group chat or meeting. Someone says something interesting. Instead of staying quiet, you take a breath, maybe a small smile, and you say, slowly and clearly, that's an interesting perspective. Could you maybe elaborate on that point a bit?
Yes. You used the words, you engaged, you didn't worry if it was 100% perfect, you just communicated. That's confident speaking in action. It's using the tools, taking the step.
It's like learning any skill, isn't it? Like riding a bike.
That's a perfect analogy. You're going to wobble, you might fall off a few times, feel unsteady, but you get back on, you keep pedaling, and eventually it becomes more natural, more intuitive. Persistence is key.
So the final message for everyone listening is just keep going. Don't let that fear of imperfection stop you. Keep speaking, keep learning, keep trying these things out.
Absolutely. Keep smiling, too. Remember, trying is succeeding in this journey. It's not about flawlessness.
Right, every attempt counts.
Definitely.
Right.
And maybe here's a final thought to chew on. If you can learn to embrace imperfection and take consistent action in learning English, which feels vulnerable for so many people, how might that same approach, that same resilience, unlock confidence in other parts of your life, too? Something to think about.